Welcome in. Gonna give you as fast as I can rundown of one of my favorite builds in the game. This is my Reign of Fire Warlock, Solar Warlock, and its build usage, you can use this for anything. You can use this in Legendary Lost Sectors, which I have run in the background and do a sub 2-minute Legendary Lost Sector, and you can use this on dungeons, you can use it on raids, onslaught even. It's all built around the Reign of Fire exotic, which just is a quality of life exotic. This thing is so fun to use. Every time you Icarus dash, you reload all your weapons. It's incredible. It also helps with fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles, but I'm not even using that. Let's go over the subclass. For the ultimate, that really depends on the content you're running. For just like Legendary Lost Sectors or dungeon, like different things like that, you're gonna want to change. So Daybreak is more for ad clear, or you can run Well of Radiance for more group play, helping out your teammates. So in raids, you can still run Well of Radiance with this and you're totally fine. And then for the abilities, I go between Healing Rift or Phoenix Dive, and Healing Rift is more so if I'm gonna be stationary, then I'll use that. If I'm moving around, running around real fast, I'll typically use Phoenix Dive. Strafe Glide or whatever jump you want. I like Celestial Fire just for the range, to be able to use my melee whenever I want, not just when I'm close to enemies. But Incinerator Snap does do more Scorch, but I like Celestial Fire. Fusion Grenades, because they go off twice and they do a ton of damage. And the thing that makes them go off twice is the aspect over here. Fusion Grenades explode twice with Touch of Flame. And then Icarus Dash, because this makes your Reign of Fire work. And so every time you dodge in the air, you reload all your weapons. And then for the fragments, Ember of Mercy, I really built the fragments around fire sprites and getting restoration. So this Ember of Mercy is pretty key. Picking up a fire sprite grants restoration. And then Ember of Empyrean, solar weapon or ability Final Blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant. Makes you radiant and restoration last longer. Searing, defeat scorched targets, grants melee energy, and creates a fire sprite to help out your Ember of Mercy. More fire sprites. And then Ember of Torches, powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant, which is a huge damage boost. It's really important. Next up, we got the artifact. This has some crazy mods for this season. Ones that are really important are Kindling Trigger, Radiant, causes solar weapons to apply Scorch to unscorched combatants. Flint Striker, rapid solar weapon precision hits, and rapid solar weapon final blows grant radiant. Heart of Flame, casting your solar super grants nearby allies radiant. Increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. If you're doing Daybreak, you want to cast it near people. Revitalizing Blast, causing damage with solar ability weakens champions. Rays of Precision, while radiant solar precision final blows cause combatants to ignite. I'm using this for the Legendary Lost Sector because they were overload, and then I was also solo. Let's see, yeah, and then these two just because I was fighting some Taken, and then Wished into Being, super nearly fully charged. Your ability final blows spawn orbs of power. Next up, the weapons. For the kinetic slot, you have a ton of options in this Lost Sector footage that's playing behind me. I guess it's looping now because it's so fast. In this Lost Sector, I didn't even switch to it, but I like Scatter Signal with Slice and Controlled Burst. It does a lot of damage. Or you can use a shotgun, or you can use Tide for Chill Clip, or one of the best things in the game, Pardon Our Dust, Disorienting Grenade with auto loading. That's really just whatever you want to run, you can run it. Even if you wanted to not run Eyes of Tomorrow down here, you could run Wither Horde or an exotic up here. And then for my main weapon right here, I'm using Zaoli's Bane. And I really like this gun with this build because the problem with this hand cannon is just the reload speed is horrendous, but it doesn't matter. Oh, I even have adept reload speed on accident. The reload speed doesn't matter because you're Icarus dashing into reload anyways. So I really like this weapon. It doesn't really have any drawbacks with this build. You can use Sunshot if you want to, but for the heavy slot, I use Eyes of Tomorrow, and this thing is crazy. For ad clear, for boss damage, for everything. It's really good. But you also have a ton of other solar options like Galahorn or Sleeper Simulant, Whisper the Worm. Really, you can't go wrong with solar heavy, but Eyes of Tomorrow is just incredible. As far as stats for the build, 100 resilience is the most important part, and then get your discipline as high up as you can without sacrificing recovery. So I like how it feels with 100 resilience, 80 recovery, and 90 discipline. That's as high as I can get those things. And then for the mods, got Harmonic Siphon to spawn an orb off of solar kills, Ashes to Assets to gain super on grenade kills. This isn't super important unless you're in like a raid or something trying to get wells faster. That's what this is for. And then Heavy Ammo Finder. So if you're playing by yourself and don't really really need your super that often, then you can switch that. For the gloves, impact induction, causing damage with a powered melee attack, reduces your grenade cooldown. Momentum transfer, causing damage with a grenade, reduces your melee cooldown. Just getting your melee back more and more so you can just stay radiant the whole time, get a ton of damage. Bolstering detonation, grants class ability, energy when you cause damage with a grenade. On the chest, I got harmonic reserves for solar reserves, whatever resistances you need. In this, it was solar threat, so I put a solar mod on and a void resistance. For the legs, I got a solar weapon surge to boost up my damage, recuperation, replenish health when you pick up an orb, and elemental charge, collecting a fire sprite has an escalating chance to give you an armor charge. And we create a ton of fire sprites with this build. And then on the bond, I got time dilation to just increase the amount of time our armor charge lasts, and powerful attraction automatically collects nearby orbs of power when you activate your class ability, and bomb or reduce grenade cooldown when using your class ability. There you have it. That's the build. This thing is incredibly fun. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. Thanks for watching. Peace.